What's up, peeps? Welcome to another edition of Hip Hop Hip. My name is Julian Williams. So I'm gonna do a review for this album by Tyga, Careless World, Rise of the Last King. It's his second album on Young Money, and it's been a long way album. Pretty much we've been waiting for this one for at least 3 years now. Pretty much what's been pushing this album back is pretty much the rise of Drake and Nicki Minaj. Both of them become mainstream artists, and I think that now with three mainstream artists on the Young Money label, and also an album that went gold, which is the We Are Young Money album. Pretty much, I think that Cash Money's had a hard time trying to make Tyga, a mainstream artist along with Drake and Nicki Minaj, and also with Lil Wayne. So now, it's kind of the case where you have too many cooks, and now you have Tyga who's on the back burner. Drake has released two albums. Nicki Minaj has released one album and is working on a second album. And Lil Wayne's released numerous albums throughout this time frame to where they're trying to release Careless World. And then you have a plethora of mixtapes that Tyga has been releasing. So pretty much, I think it was just the perfect time to release Careless World, even with all the times that the album was pushed back. They had a set date for December, then they pushed it back to January, and now they have the date of February 21st, which is tomorrow. So Careless World, pretty much has two themes to it. It has a very dark theme, which is pretty much the main theme, but also it has a theme to where, you have tracks that shouldn't even be on there. I personally think that Rack City, Faded, and Celebration are three tracks that should not have been on this album. Though Rack City and Faded are two singles, and also Motherfucker Up is another song that sounds like it should be on a mixtape. But it just didn't go together. It didn't bring any, it didn't fit together with the cohesion of the album, and with the album title and the direction of the album, which is Careless World. Careless World, is a dark theme. It's supposed to be, when you say careless and you put the word world together, and you put them, both together, it's a world of dysfunction and darkness and despair. That's what you kind of get with this album. So songs like Celebration, Rack City, Faded, and Motherfucker Up just didn't really belong on here. Not even the other track with Busta Rhymes didn't really belong on their Potty Mouth. And also all the interludes. I mean, one of the interludes I could tell you did not belong on there was the Birdman interlude. But if you take all those tracks out and you put and you keep the other tracks in that kind of have a small theme to it, that stick to that Careless World stick, you have a very good album. You have a possible 4.5 mic album. Um, but also what happened around, in tracks, and then even For the Fame is another track I didn't think should have been on there. But from tracks like 7 all the way to 11, it's just, you heard the same, kind of generic sound coming from Tyga. He had the same rhyme pattern throughout these tracks. But if you take all these other songs out, you take these songs out, and you go from, Careless World all the way down to Light Dreams featuring Marsha Ambrosius. You do have a lot of features on this album. And not only do you have a lot of features, but, the production on this album is actually pretty good. And it's held together quite well with, production of the Neptunes. Jess Jackson did pretty good. Lex Luger on Celebration, I will admit, did pretty good. I did like Celebration, but I just didn't think it belonged on this kind of album. And even Boy Wonder did very good with I'm Gone with Big Sean. But there was an overabundance of guest features on this album, and my favorite track was the Nas King and Queens. On that final verse with Wale in the middle, and I thought J. Cole did all right, even though it sounded a little generic at first. But overall, this Careless World album is actually much better than I expected it to be. It's much better than his No Introduction album. His mixtapes are, I think his mixtapes are pretty good if you're a fan of the mixtapes. I don't know if you would be much of a fan of the album all that much. You might be, you might not be. But just overall, if you listen to kind of like the theme of this album, it's kind of that I Am Legend type theme. It's like I said, it's a dark thematic album, and and it has great writing. The writing is amazing on this album. Tracks like Careless World, which is the intro, which was produced by Jess Jackson, Lil Homie with Pharrell was good. Do It All, and I'm Gone was surprisingly good. I didn't expect that one to be all that good. Black Crowns and Light Dreams are two of my favorite tracks on this one. Um, and so forth and so on. Kings and Queens was great. This Is Life featuring Robin Thicke was a great track, and Lay Down was alright. And Love Game, I will tell you this with Love Game, I had one problem with Love Game. The song had the best writing on the album, but it was overproduced. I just thought that Love Game was overproduced by Jess Jackson. I thought they should just, it's too long. First off, the song's 7 minutes and 34 seconds. It's just too long. And then at the very end of the of the song, there's this, little, high energy vibe to it. It goes from this slow, solemn song into this club sound, this club ace of base sound. But just overall, this is actually a pretty good album. I'll give it 4 mics. Because I thought the writing was good, the production was pretty good, but there were songs on there that just shouldn't have been on it, if you ask me. And then it gets to that point to where Rack City and Faded and the song track with Chris Brown for the Fame just sounded. Tyga came out with this generic sound, but in the tracks that he sat down and kind of sat down with the punches on, he really brought it. He brought it on those songs. So 4 out of 5. Let me know what you think. I'm out of here. Hip Hop Head, get at me. Peace.